Hey, what's good, everybody? It's CJ Beats. We're back at it again today. Today, I wanted to show you guys how I add drum fills into my tracks. I had a couple of subscribers ask me how I do this, and it's actually pretty simple. So let's say you have a beat that you've been working on in Logic, and let me just play you what I got so far here. Sort of a new school underground type beat with some samples. Here are the first 4 bars you can see. Okay, so right before the last 4 bars end, let's say we want to introduce a drum fill. A drum fill is basically something to just, add some complexity right before the next few bars start. If you're working in like 8 bar increments, you can do it every 4 bars or every 8 bars. We can go ahead and add a new drummer track. And now all these drums got introduced into the track. But again, we just want to work with the drum fills. So down below here, if it looks like this, just scoot over a little bit. You could use the bar down here to scoot over. You want to go ahead and disable the kick drum, the snare, the hi-hat. And as you can see here now, in this drummer track, we only have a few waves over here and at the end over here. And these are the fills. I think the best way to show you guys is just let you hear it. So here is a drum fill. I'm going to disable my loop. So you guys heard that little snare roll at the end. And then it goes into the next 4 bars. So let's say you don't like that particular fill. There's a lot of things you could do down here. And here on this side too, you can change the preset. You can change the actual kit that you're using, and I like using the heavy kit. So let's choose the heavy kit, and I choose the drummer. I guess his name's Gavin. Not really sure, but all right. So now let's say we don't particularly like the drum fill in there, and we want to go ahead and change it up a bit. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you can actually see the waves a little better, okay? And we'll make this a little bit louder. You can see as soon as I drop that over here, these changed up a bit. Let's see what it sounds like. That's a little more interesting, but not really what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna move it around a little more. That's getting better. Bring it over a bit. So you just got to keep playing with it until you find something that you like. Don't like that really. Let's see. See, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those snare rolls. I like that. Okay, let's stick with that. So, I mean, there's more things you could do. You can actually change the swing on this, and you can also mess with the fills meter over here. And if I do that, I really like what I have here. So, you know what? If you like what you have, the best thing to do is just bounce it in place. Okay, so that now was bounced, and that will not change now. Okay, so now that we've bounced this, let's stick with that. I'm going to just drop that one on top, and I'm going to go back to the heavy kit here. Let's delete it now, and we'll add a drummer track again. And the reason I'm doing this is because once you bounced your drummer track, you see how it says BIP, this is the bounced track, it won't actually allow you to use that drummer track again. So I just go ahead and delete it after bouncing it, and then create a new drummer track if I want to add something else. So I'm just going to mute this so we can continue on. Let's click on this guy. Again, disable the kick, the snare, the hi-hat. So the second thing you could do is actually move this around. And on top, you could see it's constantly changing. So, okay, let's see what that sounds like. That's also kind of nice. Let's make it more complex. Oh, see, that's another one that I like. So let's go ahead and bounce that in place also. Okay, so as you can see, the drummer track was disabled you can go ahead and delete that drummer track now, and now you have the bounced file only. Great. Okay, cool. So we got a couple of drum fills to work with now. So you could just go ahead and cut out the dead space. I'm using the command button and the scissor tool to make a cut. So if you hit the command button down, it'll change to this tool. And so now we actually have two drum fills on top of each other. Let's see what this sounds like. It's even more complex now. So there's actually a second thing that I do to make the drum fills stand out a little more, and I actually add an EQ to that bounced file. Let's go ahead and add an EQ and turn on the analyzer. Okay. Let me mute this track just to work with one for now. So you can see the waveform there. I'm going to go ahead and cut out some of the lows. Something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of 2K. Let's see, let's make this a little smaller like that. Yeah. See what that sounds like. Pop a little more. Bring this a little wider. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know really how to explain this sort of effect, but sounds almost a little tunnel-like maybe, or something you would hear through a telephone maybe. Yeah, I like that. All right, so we're going to keep that. You know what? Actually, let me cut out more of the lows. This is a constant experiment. You know, just got to work with it until you... Yeah, so now the lows are out of there. And you only really hear the snares. That's too much. All right, bring it back a little bit. Okay. I like that, but I want it louder, so I'm just going to bring up the mix a little more. Still not 100% satisfied. So let's keep going here. There we go. So yeah, that's pretty much how I add drum fills into my Logic tracks. If you have any questions, concerns, whatever you got, just hit up the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer those. I really appreciate you watching this video. Peace out.